Is what's in this box the future of the sneaker industry? I've been thinking about this a lot, and unless you live under a rock, you've probably noticed that there are a ton of 3D printed sneakers out there. This is a shoe that you're gonna see a lot of different content creators talking about, posting, and doing these in-depth, detailed reviews on. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm gonna keep things so simple because there are some questions that immediately popped in my mind. So check these out first. We have the Nike Air Max 1000 in oat. I wanna give you guys my first impressions of these. They just showed up. Zellerfeld sent them over, big shout out to them. Super nice of them to do that. But I wanna tell you what I like and maybe some things that I don't like. I don't mind that it's a free product and it's sent to me. I wanna be honest with you guys and I wanna keep it 100. Let's dive into all this. First impressions, how they fit, how do they feel in hand? Are they comfortable? What's the sizing like? That type of stuff that you wanna know right off the rip. We're gonna cover it in this video, so let's do it. So just some quick release info. This pair releases August 19th on the SNKRS app. This is the oat colorway. There is also a black colorway that is releasing exclusively on the Zellerfeld website. Now, Zellerfeld is the 3D printing company that manufactured these. Totally different than what you're used to in sneakers as far as how they're manufactured, what the material is, all that good stuff. If you want a super in-depth review on these, how they're made, I would check out Seth Fowler's video. You guys are probably pretty familiar with him. Check that out. How do they feel right out of the box? Well, they feel light up top and then a little bit more robust down bottom. So they're definitely bottom heavy. You know what I mean? For a slip-on shoe, that's kind of expected. Now, when you have both shoes in your hand and you're checking them out, it's kind of like this whoa type feeling because this is just not your typical Nike shoe and it's not your typical Air Max. So what did I just do a video on? These right here. So I just did a video on these, the Nike SB Air Max 95s. And the thing is, even though this is a running shoe made into a skateboarding shoe, it's still very Nike. It's still very identifiable. This looks like a standard pair of Nike Air Max 95s. They updated some things and just made them absolutely awesome. But when you see these, like this is the craziest Nike shoe I've ever seen. There are so many questions that I have, and for something that's essentially just one color other than the orange on the Air Max unit there, when you see all these different lines on here, you find yourself staring at different details on the shoe that you didn't notice. There's just so much to take in because the lines are totally different. It's so wavy. It is a shape unlike any other Nike shoe that is out there. Yes, they are inspired by the Air Max 1, but there's not a lot of similarities as far as how they feel and really how they look. It's just the most futuristic version of an Air Max 1 you could ever imagine. It almost looks like the cartoon version of an Air Max 1. And this is just me right now. These showed up maybe a couple hours ago. And I tried them on, and that's where we're gonna go in a second as far as how they fit and the comfort and stuff. But just overall, it's just such a mesmerizing product from Nike. I've unboxed thousands of pairs of Nikes and never have I had a feeling or experience quite like these. It's just so different. This is one thing that it may be for the better as far as the fit goes, but one thing I noticed is they're just bulky and they're wide right out of the gate. Like I put these on with shorts and socks and I was like, wow, like these are probably not something I'm gonna wear with shorts. They're so big. It's not like anything else that I have. And you may be used to that, but I'm not. So that kind of limits them aesthetically a little bit in the summertime, or it's just something I need to get used to. If you throw something on right away and you're just unsure about it, sometimes you just need to get used to it. There is a certain look with different styles of shoes. It happens to me when I wear a pair of clogs with no laces and I look down and I'm like, whoa, those are wide and those are round. It just takes a little bit of getting used to, Now I wear them all the time. Next, how do they feel when you actually put these on feet? When you take them out of the box, put them on feet, what does that feel like? So getting to that point is actually a little bit harder than you'd think. This isn't the shoe that you just throw on with any pair of socks. Your socks can get snagged on these a little bit, and they can be a little bit difficult to put on. Now, I would suggest wearing socks with them. I personally always like to have a layer in between my skin and a shoe. I just like to, have a little bit of cotton in between my feet and a product. So it did take me a second to figure out which socks are gonna go best with these. Eventually, I tried them on with some thinner Nike dry fit socks and they worked, but it takes a second to actually get your feet in there. And when you stand up, it feels a little bit restricting on your toes. Just let your socks stretch out a tad. Just keep that in mind. You can't just wear thick socks and immediately put these on. You gotta find the right pair. Next, and as far as fit goes, like I said, they do seem a little bit wide aesthetically. They feel wide as well, and I actually think that's a good thing. That's a good thing because I have somewhat of a wide foot and I feel good when I'm wearing these. So as far as that type of fit goes, width-wise, your money. Now, as far as sizing goes, there's no half sizes on this shoe. So I'm a true size 12, and these are a size 12. I've heard some people say to size up. I don't think I could pull off a size 13 in these, and I don't feel snug in them as well. So if you're a true whole size, I think you should stick true to size. If you're typically between sizes, if you're 10 and a half, get the 11. That little bit of extra room, especially for the sock wearing, will help you out. But if you're a whole size, go with your true size. Again, I'm a size 12. These are a size 12. I like the way that they fit. Next, of course, how is the comfort? Are these as comfortable as they look? Because they do look comfortable and they're super soft. They're squishy. You would think that these are really comfortable. And you have an Air Max unit in here. Come on, man, look at that Air unit. These things have to be comfortable, right? They have to be. And I am glad to report that yes, they are. And they're that good type of comfort. You put them on and you're like, whoa, okay, I feel good. All right, I wanna be in these. This is one major bonus of a 3D printed shoe. There's nothing restrictive on them. There's not some stitching or some panel that is gonna dig into the side of your foot. You'll be good in these. They feel really good. And then this is probably gonna be a bonus for a lot of you guys. When I put these on, I noticed that they gave me maybe like a ½ inch in height. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I don't really know. I'm a tall guy in general. I'm 6'2", so I don't notice when a shoe actually makes me taller or not. But I noticed it with these because I put the right shoe on and then I didn't have anything on my left foot, and I just felt like I was leaning like back and forth. I'm like, whoa, I feel up here. Feel quite elevated. So if you're a shorter guy looking for a little bit of extra something, this may be a great option for you if you wanna, gain an inch or two. Next, these lines and these grooves actually really help you out when you're walking. When you flex your toes like this, where there would be a normal crease in your shoe, the fact that it's cut out like that, this is essentially designed to mimic the Air Max 1, so you can see where that mud guard is, and it kind of looks like it a little bit. I'd imagine that they added this divot here to help with the toe actually flexing, or it's just convenient because the Air Max 1 has a divot like that as well. I don't know the exact reasoning behind it, but it's awesome. Now, how about the colorway? I like it. It's simple. It's gonna go with a lot of different things, so no complaints there. And I'd also like to point out that Nike's branding on here is done very tastefully. For a futuristic 3D printed shoe, they could have put the Nike swoosh on this entire thing, like a huge Nike swoosh. But no, they kept the Nike branding really simple throughout, which I think is awesome. You get the Air in the back. That's one of the best design details right there. I love that, how the Air just stands out, but it's one color. It's a monochromatic thing, so it doesn't feel like it's branded in your face. It really all blends together. So they did this quite tastefully, and I like that. Now, do I think that this is the future of the footwear industry? Do I think that this is the future of Nike? Are there gonna be more 3D printed Nike shoes than not on the shelf? Is this the direction that the brand is gonna go in? I don't know, but my personal opinion is that this is such a unique product and it stands on its own as its own thing, I would love for Nike to keep it as that. Don't make this replace all of the Air Maxes that are out there, because you know, there's some pretty good core and heritage product that's there, but this can sit next to it in a Foot Locker, in a Finish Line. When you go into some of those stores and you see the Air Max 95, you see the Air Max 97, you see the Air Max 1, Air Max 90, I personally am always like, okay, give me a few other Air Max options. But what I really do think that this is going to be the future of the streetwear industry. I think that this is absolutely the streetwear shoe that we've been needing. Like, this is going to be that go-to Nike shoe that you can wear with baggy pants, camo baggy pants, a nice graphic t-shirt and some baggy cargo pants. It's gonna work. My streetwear looks are gonna be elevated by the Air Max 1000, and I think that that's gonna be the home here. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these on feet for the rest of the day, put together a few different outfits with them. If you wanna see how I style them, make sure you're following me on Instagram. I'm at Eddie Wynn Kicks. Definitely follow me over there and subscribe for more sneaker content. I appreciate you guys. Let me know if you're grabbing a pair. I'll catch you next time. Peace.